Hey guys, next time you hear from us, we'll be somewhere out west hitchhiking. I'm Cole Peterson.
I'm Jake Holmes. In this video, we're going to be telling you about our hitchhiking trip that we're about to embark on this January.
Almost 2 years ago, I had this idea of going hitchhiking, and my initial thought was like, I'm gonna go talk to my buddies, see if they want to go. And immediately the spirit was like, no, if this is of me, I'll show them, and don't say anything to them, just pray. So that began a season of prayer, a season of waiting on God. And my consolation during that whole time was like, okay, God, like, if this is of you, someone's gonna come up and tell me, like, let's go. And if not, then I'll just go on with my life.
So around the same time, it was probably 2018, I just kind of started watching some YouTube videos on my own, just completely separate from anything Cole was doing, about people hitchhiking across America and traveling around the world on a super low budget. And it wasn't really something that I thought, oh, I'm going to do this, but kind of like, hey, that's kind of interesting. Maybe someday it would happen.
I went up to a bunch of my buddies and I said, hey, there's just a crazy idea. Like, if it's of God, I trust he's going to show at least one other person. And just pray about it. And I left it at that.
Cole had asked me in the summer of 2019 to pray. And so I just started praying about this idea. And then separately, I had begun making plans with my other friend Brock to go hitchhiking. But as life happens, things just kind of fell through. It didn't work out. And it kind of felt like not a no, this isn't going to happen, but kind of like God was saying, hey, just wait, like it's going to happen sometime.
And so a couple months later, Jake and I were talking at church, and just out of the blue, he said, yeah, I was talking to my mom, and I said, I think I'm just going to hitchhike across the U.S.
Yeah, so when I told him that, he definitely seemed intrigued, but he didn't really let on as to why or anything about his previous idea.
So if you fast forward to the summer of 2020, Jake and I were jet skiing up to Sturgeon River, and we were jumping off bridges, and that's when we decided to pick up that conversation again.
Yeah, so Cole had asked if I was still planning on hitchhiking, and this is when I let him know, like, I was planning on going with another buddy, and it kind of fell through, but it was definitely still in my heart, something that I was considering and would be willing to do maybe at some time.
And in that moment, I turned to Jake and I said, like, hey, do you remember me asking you about just praying about an idea? I didn't tell you what. And that idea was to go hitchhiking. And then a few months ago, you came up to me in church and said, hey, I told my mom I think I'll go hitchhiking. And that was just kind of where we picked up that conversation.
Yeah, so Cole had asked if I thought God wanted him or wanted me to go hitchhiking with him. And I was like, yes, like this felt like what God was calling me to do. I was just finishing up school with my last semester left, and I didn't have any work or any plans after. And so I really felt like God was saying, hey, Cole had this idea, and there was all these events that took place to lead up to this that were preparing us both to just kind of come together and see, like, this is what's going on.
So going out from here, our purpose is really to see God work and provide in our lives, and to love and to serve each person we meet. It's really asking the question, how do we go out and be a blessing and not a burden to society?
Yeah, and one of those questions is just kind of like, how do we help the needy? Like, giving money is easy, doesn't really take a lot for us to give money, but oftentimes it can make the situation worse, or it doesn't end up helping. And so we really just want to show God's love to them through whatever that might be, whether that's working for them, maybe helping carrying their groceries, or helping them remodel their house, shoveling their roof, or stacking firewood. Or maybe it is giving money, or just spending time and building relationships with those people. We just want to show them God's love in whatever form he asks us to.
And really going out with this posture of embracing brokenness, like stepping out and walking by faith and leaving everything behind to step into the lives of the destitute, and a willingness to be broken, and really running to the need, running toward the pain instead of away from it. And in that, just seeing what God does.
Yeah, we'll update you with the video as soon as possible, but until then, please keep us in your prayers. Until next time, we'll see you on the other side.